If you own your own business, why should you make it a legit business? And by that, I mean, set things up properly. I know there are a lot of businesses that don't do that. I mean, all the kind of administrative things to make it official, like registering the business, getting a business license, getting insurance, getting sales tax accounts, doing your bookkeeping, filing your income tax, getting other accounts, maybe like payroll, like workers' compensation. There are a long list of things to do for businesses to really make them legitimate. And it can vary a lot from business to business, jurisdiction to jurisdiction. Even for simple businesses though, there is a decent amount of administrative work and setup required. And this is something that I very much specialize in helping businesses achieve. And so now that I've kind of explained what I mean by making your business legitimate, why would you do that? For starters, I couldn't really advise. Otherwise, I think that would be unprofessional of me as a business consultant. But I know that we do have a lot of rules around businesses, a lot of regulations, especially in Canada. I work with a lot of entrepreneurs that are not from Canada that now live here, and sometimes they can be discouraged with all the rules and regulations that we have. And in some cases, I really understand why we have them and they're valuable. And other times, maybe I don't like them as much or feel like they could be simplified, but it is what it is, and it's important to follow them just to avoid problems. So I think one reason why it's important to just set up and be legitimate with your business is because you're probably going to run into issues at some point. You might be able to avoid licensing your business or registering it, paying for insurance for a while, but if you run into one issue, it might kind of create a domino effect and more things are just going to come up. And so for that reason, I think it's better just to be safe and do things the right way from the start if possible. Now, there are situations where you could get into trouble, you could get fines and penalties. Maybe you're not collecting sales tax and then you get reported, and then, you'll be audited and you'll be owing a bunch of money on that. Maybe you didn't have a payroll account set up, you get reported or you get audited, and then the government finds out you haven't been collecting, income taxes from your staff maybe, and then you have a large bill owing, maybe plus some penalties. Or maybe you're using a business name that you've never registered, and then you find out that someone actually has that registered, and then they tell you can't use it anymore when you've already built out some infrastructure with that business name. So there are a lot of different opportunities where you can run into issues here. Again, maybe you can avoid them for a certain amount of time, but eventually it's probably going to catch up with you. So better just to get it right from the start. Also, there are little things like if you're not really reporting your income and filing your income taxes, it's going to be harder to get loans for your business or personal loans. If you're not claiming your income, whether that's business income or, a salary that you're paying yourself out from your business, then it's also going to be tougher to create like RRSP contribution room in Canada. So there are a lot of advantages to just doing things legitimately. What I recommend is follow the rules, play by the rules, make sure you've done it properly, but at the same time, make sure you're taking advantage of all the resources you can. And by that, I mean, take advantage of whatever grants there are for your business, any type of incentives, even for your personal taxes or your business taxes, making sure you're claiming everything you possibly can. Of course, they need to be legitimate expenses that were for your business, but anything that meets the eligibility requirements should be claimed. So again, I know there is a lot that goes into it, and it can be kind of cumbersome to not only set up a business from an administrative standpoint, but also to maintain it. But again, just good to do it properly, get it right from the start, get expert advice or support to do that, play by the rules. You don't want to run into these issues, 2-3 years into your business where you get audited by the government and you have penalties and amounts outstanding that you have to pay. And then you just run into issues like that. Like I said, there can be a lot of them. So that's my input on, why you should make your business legitimate. Hopefully the video was helpful. If it was, please click like. And if you'd like to check out my YouTube channel here, I have well over 150 videos that cover business management and business startup topics. And if you're interested in working with a consultant just to help you set up your business properly in the ways that I've mentioned, or even just improve your existing business and make sure you've done everything correctly, feel free to reach out. I do offer a free 1-hour initial consultation, and that can be booked with the link in the video description.